Penn Badgley, who stars in the Netflix drama series You as Joe Goldberg, the serial stalker as her fuzzy baby. While the rest of the world knows him as Joe Goldberg, the former Gossip Girl actor has been married to Kirk since 2017, although the couple prefers to keep their relatively low-key relationship out of the spotlight. Badgley's most publicized relationships include those with actresses Zoe Kravitz and Blake Lively. In the meantime, Kirk is a force to be reckoned with in her own right, having collaborated on musical projects with the luminaries of the industry such as Mark Ronson and co-founding the Doula service Carriage House Birth. Amy Schumer is being transparent about the decision she made to part ways with her doula. The actress recently discussed the true motivation behind why she and her doula Domino Kirk decided to separate ways. On the most recent episode of the Podcrushed podcast, Schumer sat down with Kirk's husband, the actor Penn Badgley, and revealed that she thought Kirk was too great and gorgeous, despite the fact that Kirk assisted Schumer and her husband Chris Fisher throughout Schumer's pregnancy with their child, Jean, who was born in May 2019. The comedian ultimately made the decision to part ways with a helpful doula while she was recuperating from her C-section. Jean was born in May 2019. Schumer revealed that the fact was, and this is extremely unfair to her, but Domino is like a goddess. She's like a real-life siren that floats around the home, and when she touches you, it makes you feel like you're going to melt, and in reality, she was a member of the family. If this is the case, then why was she fired? The above as stated by Schumer, I felt so vulnerable. I can't have this Botticelli fucking goddess hovering around my home when I'm like bleeding out, I said to myself. At first, Schumer intended to go to the natural route with the help of a doula when she gave birth. Nevertheless, after a protracted and excruciating battle with hyperemesis gravidarum, which is a disorder that causes acute nausea and vomiting throughout pregnancy, she decided to have her baby via C-section in a hospital. She stated that she had planned to continue working with Kirk during her postpartum period. Nevertheless, she eventually felt the need to release her from her employment. I just didn't have the strength to allow myself the luxury of having her around our home. Schumer remembers saying of the time she spent with her mother, I think it's best if you don't come any longer. I told her. Domino Kirk assisted Amy Schumer throughout the labor and delivery of the couple's son Jean, who was born in 2019. She explained that she had no choice but to terminate Kirk's employment because after being diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidarum and being forced to undergo a cesarean section, she was in such a vulnerable state that she did not want Kirk's goddess energy in her home any longer. The actress from Trainwreck struggled as a result of the effects of her recuperation after a cesarean section. Despite the fact that this was not an acceptable explanation, she stated that she was not strong enough to have Kirk around the house and that she would possibly talk to Kirk about whatever had happened in the past. Amy shared the information that Chris also has autistic spectrum condition in her 2019 original production for Netflix titled Growing. She went on to say that her spouse is her favorite person she has ever met and described him as Schumer has tried to conceive another child using in vitro fertilization in the past. During her appearance on the podcast Dear Chelsea, which is broadcast on iHeartRadio, she discussed it. The woman, who is 41 years old, stated that the procedure of IVF is difficult despite the fact that many people undergo it. She tried it once and thereafter she thought she was going to pass out. The presenter of Saturday Night Live stated that she and Chris intend to have one child and that they plan to make the most of their little family. Amy Schumer is most recognized for her roles in the reality competition series Last Comic Standing on NBC and in the sketch comedy series Inside Amy Schumer on Comedy Central.